I'm back in 2 months again because my wrist hurts and I decide I don't care and I just do it anyways. But I have stickers on the front. I kind of wanted to set like a vibe for the sketchbook with the stickers this time, which I think I'm gonna try and start doing for all mine. I just started another sketchbook. On from one, straight to the next. These stickers here, these 3 are from Milky Tomato. This was from a friend who got this sticker from a Amazon sticker packs. This is from Will Starnard. Remember the artist name, but I'll put it on screen if I can find it. And then this was from when I got some stickers that I purchased. They had like some examples of their different types of stickers in there, so I kept that. And then on the back there's another Milky Tomato sticker. I'm a big fan of her stickers. I think they're very cute. And you can see markers in the corner. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. So to get straight into it, I also wanted to note I have this Tyler the Creator Don't Tap the Glass acrylic charm, I guess, that I made. It's a shrinky dink. But yep, made that. And then if you saw my last sketchbook tour, I talked about this little like shark Sona guy I made. This is me. This is me if I was a shark. And then more of me. And then this is when I started. I started on the 29th and I finished it on the 26th, I believe. So first thing I do, I always do follower tracking and goals. I have kind of been thinking maybe I won't do goals. I don't know. I have them for my next sketchbook, but they're very like loose. And then this is the first page. It's very ugly, but that was kind of intentional. I started to stress myself out for it, and when that happens, I just go, let's just get it done, move on. That's all it is. Ugly, but I needed to start. It's a very good way of capturing how I felt. This was for finishing my last sketchbook. Go see that video. I really like it. Then these were like for the thumbnail as well. And then these Lectrum sketchbooks come with little stickers, so I did all these doodles first and then put this sticker on top of it and called it a day. Very boring. Just funky little doodles of like emo people, basically. Then waiting for my friend, and then this was Ginger Ninja OWO. I mentioned this artist in every single video. They made a video of pose your characters and have them like spell their name, and I was like, okay, well, Ko's illiterate. They could probably spell Ko. It's only 2 letters, but they're not thinking like, yes, spell it spell it in the way that they'll be able to read it, how they have it posed. Then Aaron, he does the A, and then he has to wait to just do the second A, so he just kind of holds it awkwardly, and after that he's like, what the fuck am I doing? So he uses like his powers because he makes force fields and stuff. And then Kate, but pre-redesigned, she looks dumb. This was my first art fight attack. I've talked a lot about art fight. The first art fight attack, I just did a shit ton of attacks of June. Apollo, Cynthia, 12, Ben. I like this 12 the most because I like their dumb face. This is somebody else's character, another person's character, both art fight attacks that I just scribbled out. And then Reese, I was giving her a redesign, as you can see here. Did a sketch just of what her design already kind of looked like. What I had previous, I'll put that old design up. I really like it. I just also really like this drawing of her. I think she looks very cute. Very Reese. Was another art fight attack. This was like their Sona, and they really liked it. They were like, can I make this my profile picture? And I went, yes, make this your profile. I don't know if they ended up doing it, but I really liked this. It was with acrylic markers, and I just thought their character was very funky and fun. And then this is of my OC Tyler, just playing with her hair, trying to draw some expressions of her. She's kind of meant to just be like a background character. She's the only one I've designed, so she's kind of special. She's wearing a Juicy shirt and whatnot. So yeah, very fun spread. Making thumbnails for my art fight attack video, which will be the next spread, but I came back here and did for the thumbnail on top of it. I basically went with this thumbnail, and then these were just some doodles of my Sona. I don't know the name of what this is, but the job where you look at fossils, I was like, perfect, I'll just draw myself in that outfit. So I don't know if anybody could like tell that that's what that was, but I really like it. And I was like, buff leg, because I made my legs look really like jacked. Not accurate to real life, unfortunately, guys. And I saw somebody on, maybe I should have censored that. If I feel like I need to censor it, I'll censor it later. I saw somebody post something on Twitter that was like, I just realized I can draw anything I want, and then they just drew their dream and I went, okay, let me draw mine. Trixie, Divine, Bojack, Chapel. Yeah, It's funny. It's silly. It's goofy. This was the whole sketchbook video where I did the art fight attack spread. Very fun. I really like all these drawings, and I don't like this one. I like these. I like this sketch. I like this one. These are like, these three here are my faves. Very happy with those. Then here I went on a trip and I just did a bunch of different studies of things we saw while we were there. So I was at this restaurant called the Sandbar and I was just drawing some people there. This guy's legs were too long. I think I have a problem where I just accidentally draw. If somebody's sitting in a chair, I accidentally will like draw their legs too big, but whatever. I like this guy a lot and I like this guy a lot and I do like her. She kept moving, but I just ended up being like, you know what? I think I have a gist of what she looks like. Then here, there was a bunch of seagulls where we were, and I don't see seagulls where I live. So I was like, okay, damn, I have to draw these seagulls now. I just really like the colors of this spread, and I really like this seagull specifically. Here, we went to like this art event that was there, and I got some stickers and stuff and some prints when I was there, so I was just writing that down, and I was waiting in this area for everybody else I was with on the trip to finish up, and I drew some people. There was this guy sitting in a chair, and then he left, but I really like what I did have. I like this lady, this guy too. He was sitting there for a while, which was nice. There's these kids in front of me that I wanted to draw, but they kept moving because they're children. And then, like, thinking of my OCs the whole trip because the brain worms, I was thinking, like, what would Co and Reese think of camping if they went camping as a couple? And I think Co would hate it. Here I was like, let me think of my OCs more, especially like my dragon and wizard people. I'm kind of like less interested in them right now. I've really gotten brainworms about my other story. These guys, I was just drawing them more. I like this little sketch of him, Henry, Casper, Ethel, or Henry. But yeah, just some doodles, thinking around. This, I developed like tan lines from my sandal. And I was like, oh, it'd be such like a cool drawing if like I drew one foot with the sandal on and one with it off, and like you could see the tan lines. Like I had this really pretty idea of what that would look like, and then I put like my phone here when I started sketching this one. Basically, I made it way smaller than this one, so I was like, well, I guess that's it. Anyways, more just like doodles of my OC. I like this. I was like writing down my order because I think I wanted to doodle while we were in the restaurant, and then I just wrote down what I wanted so I could just so I didn't have to have like my menu ready for me to look at, so I could just keep my head down and keep doodling. Okay, yeah. Then this day of the trip, I was like, oh, I want to draw tan lines still. Like I was still stuck on the idea of tan lines, and so I drew my dog here, and then this girl with tan line. She has like a swimsuit tan line and some Choco sandal tan line, and then some little self-portrait doodles. I really like how these turned out. Very cute and simple. And then while I was on this vacation, I still kept getting art fight attacks. So I went, God damn, let me go catch up. And so I just went back and revenged a couple people that had attacked me. Another attack that I did to catch up. And then I was thinking of like, what do all my OC's faces look like? What makes them distinct from one another? And this was me kind of doing that. I don't really love how all of them look. Like, I think Reese doesn't quite look like herself. A good portion of them don't look like how I specifically imagine them. But, you know, it was just kind of like trying to show different facial features. This was like a bunch of different things from the trip, but I had like a bunch of photos on my camera roll that I was like, okay, well now I have to draw them. There's this super cute like vintage camper that was retro and said cabin in a can, and it had like this pretty American flag and like a gingham curtain. Very pretty, very, very pretty. Really liked it. And then there's Devil's Tower in Wyoming that we went and hiked, and this was a very scribbly doodle of that. And then some deer we saw. Lots of silly things. This is Kate. If you saw my redesigning video, you would have seen these. Fixed her, hopefully. But this was like changing it from what I had before, trying to give her doctor vibe, but she was giving more like pirate. I don't know. She was not giving what I wanted. And then South Dakota, if you've ever driven through that state, it is the most boring, the most boring existence one could imagine. It is just flat lands. Like, I just like this. And then I kept missing my dog. So, yep, all boring. Then just some doodles. Nothing very interesting over here. More doodles. I was in the car, I think, doing all of these when when I realized I could actually kind of draw in the car, I was like, oh, perf. Like, now I have something I can do while I sit here for hours on end. Then I wanted to practice drawing some larger body types, so I did this spread. I really like this spread along with this next one. I'm most proud of maybe this one. Yeah, I think these two are really nice. And then I love this spread. These aren't like fat men, but they're large men. And that was perfect. It was so fun to draw, and like I want to give one of my OCs this body type, but they one day I'll make a character that looks like one of these guys. And I love the hair, very fun spread. And I love orange and blue together, very pretty colors. This was, I think, when I got back from my trip, I started doing just catching up on a bunch of people who attacked me while I was gone. So I did these, this was like, I don't think this person attacked me. I really like this guy, and these two are just both really cute. I loved this person's design. Lots of fun with this. Kate, this was like pre-redesign. This is her final one. This is like what I did in the video as her final design. I love how she turned out. This person was another art fight attack I did. Lots of fun. Then here it was from her video, so I won't go too deep into this, but this was an idea I had. Then I liked this, figured out the colors, this sketch, thought of like this hairstyle for her, maybe more just like drawing her hair. Thought of like what would it look like higher up, but I wanted to put it lower. This I completed off camera. This was like her emo era look. This is just a scribble of an idea I had, but just doodled that. I really like this sketch in general. I don't know if this is gonna be that design though. I haven't really touched it since. And in that video I was like, oh, I haven't designed her husband. I should probably like think about her husband's design. But I don't know whenever I'm gonna do that. Literally the next pages, I did all of this. I did all of this in one day. So I was in quite a mood. But Chandler, I love his new design. I love him so much. I wanted him to be just like lanky and freaky, kind of like he has like piercing blue eyes to the extent where it's like alarming looking, and they just are like white blue eyes. That's the level of blue that they're at. But here's him. He's very handsome. I like him a lot. And then I did all those drawings, and I got to this page and I was like, hey, it's the halfway spread with the Sigma.
What the Sigma? He's got a level 10 Riz.
I guess this is the halfway spread, so I did the little doodles, and then I was like, I don't even care that it's the halfway spread. I just want to keep drawing my guys. I love this drawing of Kate. I don't love this Chandler so much. I don't really like either of these Chandlers. His design wasn't like completely solidified. I was just drawing more of them, figuring out their dynamic. Chandler's ability, because all the characters in this story have an ability, he can turn into either a crow or a raven. I haven't decided which. I think these are giving more raven, but this is him. So I drew them interacting while he's in like his raven form, and I love these sketches of Kate. I love drawing Kate. She's so like easy for me to draw. This was thumbnails for that video, and I was just drawing more of them. I love them so much. And I love these. Ugh, I'm such a big fan. I'm such a fan of my own characters. And then even more so, we get into like the color palettes. I changed his skin tone from this to this. It's like not the hugest difference, but just because I didn't want him to have the exact same skin tone as his wife. And then I was writing Chandler, and I was like, does it have an I in it? You know when you write something and you're like, I feel like somehow I'm writing this wrong, and you can tell that I wasn't confident about this I because it's lowercase and the rest of them are not lowercase. But I like this drawing of him, and then I wrote, he looks like I tried to make a sexy Shadow the Hedgehog human design, and he kind of does, but I want his blue eyes to be even more freaky than this. This drawing just doesn't articulate that how I want it to, but I love this drawing of him. Love it so much. Random stuff. This was, I was hanging out with my friend and we made Shrinky Dinks, and I made a little dog one of her dog. Lineup. This was like me thinking about all the silhouettes of my OCs. So I was just seeing how they looked standing next to each other more, just doodling. This was with my black Crayola marker. And then I was at work and we had 3 markers, black, blue, and red, and I went, perfect, time to draw. I'm gonna hold it like this because there's a glare. I love Superman. I love the Superman movie, and I love these David Cord Sweat doodles. I really like this one of What the Hey Dude. I love that. I love that movie. I love it very much. It makes me very happy. Then here more revenges I had to attend to on Art Fight, and I was like, these are probably gonna be my last ones. If we go to the next page, they're not my last ones. Basically, this was thumbnailing for that video because I filmed these as the last things I was gonna do, and then I really like this drawing of Kate and Chandler. I was like stuck on Kate and Chandler for this little bit here. I was obsessed with them, but I just like this. I wanted to give him a funny shirt. I couldn't think of anything other than my wife hits me and I like it, and she just looks so funny. I love them so much. Then this was somebody's OC that was like named something like end of Art Fight OC, like a little guy who's just stressed out, and I was like perfect because it was like midnight of August or midnight of July, like 30 what, I don't know if it was I don't know if there's 31 days or 30 days in July. I could be wrong, that would be embarrassing. Either way, I was like midnight working on these, and I really like this one. I don't know why, but it's something about just like how I made the wings. Like, I really like how it looks as a spread, just like with this arm up and this wing down, and like it just makes me happy, very pleased. And then here we get into my long battle against my dear Aaron. He was a huge struggle to design and figure out, but I wrote down a bunch of notes of like ideas I had. This kind of helped, but we get more into it. I really like these sketches of him. I was like trying to play with like casual wear, but it didn't really make sense, and I was having a hard time with it, so I thought of like the times where he is in his formal wear, more of him interacting with this like one old lady character. Bruce, I changed from working on Aaron to then just working on Bruce a little bit because I couldn't really think of anything for Aaron. For some reason, the way I picture Bruce's style is just season 4 Joe Goldberg from You. That's the vibe, just that British professor. That's all I needed. This was just me, I think a couple studies from the show, and then I don't know if this also was from the show, I don't remember, but I don't love this one, but I like this one. And then more Bruce, and then some Cassidy just doodling her when she's in her femme era. And then I wanted to get back to Aaron, but wanted to see how his design looked next to Finn and Dawn's, and I could not draw him man-spreading, and I learned that I don't know how. It's something about like the way the legs size up in comparison to the body is hard for me to capture. I don't know what it is, like I make them too big every time, like look at bones. I don't know, I can't do it. It's more practice that I'll have to do. Carpals, practicing that bone structure just from some book I had. Doodled a little Dawn. I love this doodle of her, very cute. Had to come back to Aaron eventually. Then I was like, let me see Ko's design, because Ko is old. Like their design has been this way since like 2021 or 2022, I'm pretty sure. I was like, well, it's gotta be outdated, so let me just doodle it. And no, it's not. It's perfect. I love it. I love this doodle of them, specifically these two, where one of the I just love it. I love the way the coat is hanging off. It's just so good. Makes me very happy. And then they're like skinny little legs. They're not this short. I drew them more short than they meant to be. Still working on Aaron, and I was struggling so hard with it. Just real bad. And then this was from my most recent video. I drew Spider-Man and Kingpin. This was more Aaron from earlier. He does not look how I want him to, and it is a bummer. Then, yes, I finally was getting somewhere. I put together a Pinterest board, or a Milanote board, just to have like a visual idea of everything that I wanted for him. And so I went based on that, tried to have it steer my design ideas, and I was like, yes, yes, I'm finally free. I know what I'm doing now again. I love these sketches of him with his like funky little, I love him. I love this man. I really like this sketch. I decided to make his jacket a little bit longer because a lot of my characters have cropped shirts, but it's long. What I imagine is that it's just long enough where if he like moves his like shoulder up a little bit, then you can see like the peeking through of his like black undershirt that he has. More Aaron. He has a boxer body type, so I just found some references of some boxers and was drawing them. And then here I wanted to illustrate Finn and Aaron's dynamic. That was very fun. Basically, I just had the idea that when they first like meet and kind of become friends, that Finn approaches him and just keeps yapping on and on and on and on, and Aaron is like, God, how do people talk this much? Am I supposed to talk this much in response? I don't have that much to say. I don't know what to do. And then Finn in his head is just like, wow, this guy's such a great listener. I love them, my little guys. And then I wanted to cover up this drawing, but I just put some ugly Chapel Rowan stickers that I got in here instead, to cover it, which I think is just kind of funny. And then this was from one of the artists that I bought some stickers from. And then here, more just playing around with him. I was gonna just do more drawings of him in his actual like outfit that I had in mind, but then it just drifted into me doing more boxer studies. I really like this spread a lot. Makes me very happy, very pleased with this. And then I was like, I need to draw Ko. I drew them a bit ago. I need to get back to my lover. And then this is Aaron on the ground. More Aaron over here, just some expressions with him. Playing around with like when he wears his ski mask sort of thing. I don't know, I fuck with him. And then I was thinking that I might just get rid of his freckles because he's not somebody that goes outside a lot, so it wouldn't make sense for him to have freckles. This was for my Naked in Manhattan animatic, which I hopefully will post on YouTube before this, but if not, it's on my Instagram and my TikTok. But I wanted to give them a PJ set design for the video, and I was gonna give Risa Bonnet, but then I forgot to draw it in the first shots of her. I was like, well shit, I guess I guess I don't get to draw her bonnet, because now I've like established that she does not have one on, and I'm not gonna redraw all these frames. And I found this on my walk, and I went, you're coming home with me, and I put that in my sketchbook. They're very boring kind of pages, but I really like these drawings, especially this one of Ko. They're just so handsome. I love them. And then another scene and another like shot I wanted to do in that video was them in like their fancy clothing for like this one part of the story, and I needed to design a dress for Reese, and so I looked up some dresses and I really liked this one. Just drew some Ko in here. I already knew what I wanted for their look, but just look at them. I thought of giving Reese hair like this, but I kind of wanted to keep some of her natural curl in, so I changed it to being this. Oh yeah, I wrote. I was like not working on anything else but this Naked in Manhattan animatic for so long, and I am 24 hours into my Naked in Manhattan video, and I haven't been able to draw outside of it because I was drawing for 6 hours a day. And then this is like some concept doodles of Dawn when she has her fucking huge ass dog. And then this was I wanted to do a collage. I didn't really know what I was doing at first, but I wanted to make this collage kind of like in honor of people. Just sort of this concept that I had in my head of people doing things, like that was kind of the theme, I guess, for the photos I ended up pulling, like this person working on art, this person carrying a basket, this person writing, these people eating food together, these people filming. And I wanted it to be like in honor of the fact that we have been people who do so much and cherish so much, and I wanted it to kind of feel like anti-AI. We are so quick to try and erase the like amount that we have put in and try and like replace ourselves with AI and stuff like that, so it just kind of was about that idea. Yeah, I really just like this thread. It makes me happy. And then some doodles over here, nothing very interesting. I was kind of burnt out after my Naked in Manhattan animatic. This I made a video out of for my Instagram and stuff, just me making shapes and then making images out of them. I do this every so often when I am low-key art blocked. This was the result, the beautiful result. And then here, I've been itching to do more finished illustrations, and yeah, I've been doing them a little bit more, but I wanted to do like a little self-portrait, something kind of fun and easy. I did this with colored pencils, did it all like in one night, and then for the rest of the spread, I just kind of did some collaging stuff. This is like how I like to do collages, just little bits of things. I got some Monchichi hippers. I got the Monchichi girl. She sits on the side of my desk. This was a leaf I found recently, just like super pretty. I just really liked how it had green, red, and yellow in it. It used to be more vibrant when it was like not as dead, but then I flattened it, and these are some stickers that I got, just some scrapbooking materials. And then I went to go get a triple dipper with my dear friend, and I took the silverware package thing home. Yeah, just as like a little pocket. And then here I was thinking of a different era. Mask Cassidy. I saw this burger that was named Butch Cassidy, and I took a screenshot of it because I was like, holy shit, it's her in one of her eras. I was thinking, like, at a different point in the story, like, she has to have her hair long for specific reasons, but she still occasionally gets to present masculine, and so I wanted to explore the long-haired mask, and I did that. Look at her I love these doodles. I've been doodling with a Crayola marker recently, and it's just very freeing because it's like, who cares about this art supply? It's just a Crayola marker, but it's super fun, very fun. Really like these. I really like this one. She's my baddie. She's my baddie. And then this was just me with these markers, just doodling mousies again. I wanted to return back to Kate and Chandler. I feel like every time I draw Kate, I just like her more. Like, she just, every time I'm pleased with how she looks. Coz, Reese, Kate, Finns, and then Aaron. Just doodling them all around for fun. I wanted to draw Reese's, like, pretty dress again and her pretty hair. I just really liked how she looked. And then this sketch of Reese just makes me so, oh, if it could not be in shadow, that would be greatly appreciated, but it won't be. Yay! I love her. She's my baby girl. She's my baby girl. This was for TikTok, and then I've started my rewatch of Mom Psycho, and I absolutely adore Mom Psycho so much. I forgot how much I love it. I think I'm watching it again at the perfect time where I have a new appreciation for, like, the silliness of that art style, and I love Reagan more than anything. And I love Mom, and I really love it. I've never seen season 3. Don't spoil season 3 for me. I'm just doing a rewatch of season 1 and 2 before I get into season 3 again. This is for an upcoming video, so I'm not gonna linger too long, but just take it in and appreciate it. Just appreciate it. I don't think you could know what this is. If you watch my TikTok live, you might know, but none of you really cared that I did that. Just some doodles of an idea I have. So crazy. Followers, and then I went over my goals. I almost always lose followers on TikTok, which is fine. I'm just waiting for, like, one video to do, like, very well to, like, fix that problem, because I have not had a sketchbook where, like, I go up in TikTok followers in forever, but it's fine. YouTube went up, Pinterest did the same, totally fine. Goals, I did okay with most of them. I wanted to do more mediums, and I put a little question mark next to Solidify design for Wizard / Dragon OCs, because I did a lot of character design work, which was, like, kind of the goal, but I didn't do it for, like, the characters that I initially intended to, but I got excited about other things, so it doesn't really matter. And then this, I got new glasses. I'm not wearing these. I have 2 new pairs of glasses that both make me look like a nerd, and I really like them. These are pair number 1. These are pair number 2. And this is the Electrum 1917 sketchbook, if I didn't mention that earlier. Me, just a little doodle to say I finished on this date, and then in total it was 58 days, which is not a lot. And then I wanted to do something on the pocket here just because I felt like it was weird just keeping it plain. So I just drew my dog, who was sitting across from me laying on my bed while I was sitting in my chair drawing it, and then I just made a bunch of, I have a bunch of posters on my wall, but I just ended up making, like, a bunch of them sharks for fun. And then in here, let's go over what we got. So I can't open that. That's secrets. This, so Monchichi, Hipper. I kept the little package thing. Again, I got this guy. I got her, my little gal. And then this was a drawing that I did from, like, multiple years ago that I just decided to put in here because I had nowhere else to put it. Do you guys think I improved? Did I improve? Squad. I don't want to use the oldest art I have to be like, oh, did I improve? Because obviously I've improved from the age of, like, 10. So then, yeah, that's it. That is the end of the sketchbook. I usually like to do a little, like, flash of what my next sketchbook looks like. It's, like, too big for the camera, but I wanted to show. I did these last night. Look at them. I'm really a big fan of being able to draw over the spread line entirely, even if it turns out wonky when you just leave it, but flat, it looks pretty good. Just kind of trying to do some studies. I'm gonna do more because honestly, these don't really look like the style, but I want it. This is closer, but this is of me This is of that character you just saw that you're not supposed to know about yet. Reagan, love him. For now, that's all you're getting. But if you want to see this sketchbook, stay freaking tuned. I'm excited. It's probably only going to take me like 2 more months. If we're being honest and realistic, I wanted to make the sketchbook stickers feel like kind of Halloween and like October themed, or just related to things I like Tyler the Creator. But if you're interested in seeing future art from me, I post on here as frequently as I feel like. And then on top of that, I do art on Instagram, TikTok. I've been more active on those platforms recently, like weekly, if not more. I have Pinterest. If you want to see my Pinterest boards, I don't know why you would care. Only 29 people do. Yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys. So if you want to see more art videos, I do this whenever I feel like it, but I make art like draw with me's and stuff. So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. I do sketchbook tours very frequently as well. So yeah, freaking see you in the next video.